Have you ever looked up at the stars on a clear night and felt a sense of both profound wonder and unsettling curiosity about what comes next? Have you ever lost someone you deeply love and found yourself consumed by the question, what is happening to them now? The fear of the unknown is perhaps our most primal fear, and no unknown is greater than the one that awaits us after our final breath. What if I told you that one of the most brilliant minds of the 20th century, the great Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, didn't shy away from this question? He didn't just speculate. He delved into a world of dreams, myths, and human consciousness to propose a deeply compelling vision of the soul's journey after death. Today, we're not going to talk about religious dogmas or unproven theories. We are going to explore a psychological and philosophical framework for what happens to the soul in the first year after death, a concept so rich with insight that it can transform not only how we think about dying, but how we think about living. Jung believed that the unconscious mind held the keys to understanding life's greatest mysteries, and his work on death and the afterlife is a breathtaking extension of that belief. So, join me as we journey beyond the veil into the realm of the psyche to uncover what Jung believed to be the profound process that awaits us. According to Jung, the moment of death is not an ending, but a profound transition. The first thing that happens is the dissolution of the ego, the I that we have identified with our entire lives. Our physical body, our social roles, our personal history, all of this begins to fall away. This is not a frightening loss of identity, but rather a liberation. The soul, now free from the confines of the ego, begins a process of introspection and integration that is both immediate and incredibly powerful. This journey is not in a physical place, but within the realm of the collective unconscious, the vast ocean of human experience that connects us all. The first 6 months after death are, in Jungian thought, a period of profound review and integration. The soul begins to re-experience its entire life, not in a linear fashion, but as a holistic, interconnected tapestry. Every joy, every pain, every choice, and every unfulfilled potential is revisited. The purpose of this review is not to judge or to punish, but to achieve what Jung called individuation, the process of becoming a unified, whole self. During our lives, our psyche is often fragmented. We have a persona for work, a different one for our family, and a hidden shadow self. After death, the soul's primary task is to reconcile these fragments, to understand and accept every part of its past self. This is a time of incredible psychological synthesis, where the conscious and unconscious mind are finally unified. This period also involves confronting the shadow, the repressed parts of our personality we ignored during our lifetime. In life, we often project our shadow onto others, blaming them for our own insecurities or failures. But in this post-mortem state, the soul is forced to confront its own unintegrated darkness. This is a challenging but essential part of the process, a final opportunity to achieve psychological completeness. It's about taking ownership of all that we were, both good and bad, to become a whole soul. As the first year progresses, particularly in the latter half, the soul moves from a retrospective review to an anticipatory, forward-looking journey. Having meticulously integrated its past, every memory, every emotion, every lesson learned, the soul is now ready for a greater task. It begins to explore the vast and boundless realm of the collective unconscious. This is where Jung's theory truly transcends the personal and delves into the universal. The collective unconscious is not a personal archive of memories. It is the shared repository of all human experiences, a psychic ocean filled with what Jung called archetypes. These archetypes are the universal, primordial images and symbols that exist within all of us, inherited from our ancestors and woven into the very fabric of the human experience. The hero battling dragons, the wise old man offering guidance, the great mother nurturing life, the trickster causing chaos for a higher purpose. These are not just characters and stories. They are fundamental patterns of the psyche. In this stage, the soul doesn't just observe these archetypes from a distance. It becomes a part of them. It experiences the universal human story firsthand, transcending the boundaries of its personal, individual history. The soul of a man who was a simple farmer might now experience the archetypal journey of a warrior, or the soul of a woman who was a shy scholar might experience the archetypal power of a sovereign queen. This is the profound stage where the individual self, the I that was so central during life, begins to dissolve into the greater, universal self. The boundaries of ego melt away, and the soul realizes its interconnectedness with all of humanity, past, present, and future. It's a moment of immense liberation and understanding, a final shedding of personal identity to embrace a greater, more complete form of consciousness. It's the ultimate expression of individuation, not as a separation from the world, but as a total integration into the cosmic whole. This process shows us that the individual human life is not an isolated event, but a single thread in a vast, eternal tapestry. This is also a time when the soul may have profound contact with the souls of its loved ones, both living and dead. This communication isn't through words, but through symbols, dreams, and a shared, unconscious language. This can explain why we sometimes feel the presence of a deceased loved one or have powerful dreams about them in the first year after their death. These aren't just figments of our imagination. They are the unconscious mind's way of communicating with the soul that has passed on, participating in its journey of integration. By the end of the first year, according to Jung, the soul has completed its initial, crucial stage of individuation. It has synthesized its personal history, integrated its shadow, and begun its journey into the universal unconscious. It has transitioned from being a person to becoming a psyche. From here, the journey continues in ways we can only speculate about. This first year is the bridge, the essential period of sorting, healing, and becoming whole. Jung's vision of death is not one of a final judgment or a simple ending. It is a profound, active process of self-completion. It teaches us that the work we do in this life, the confronting of our shadow, the integration of our unconscious, the search for meaning is not just for our benefit here on Earth.